Alright guys, today we are doing a carburetor on a Briggs & Stratton 3750, 5250 generator. Let's see if we got a Briggs & Stratton 10 horsepower motor. It's just that, I guess. Alright, it's a carburetor. First thing we're going to do is take off these two 8mm bolts, get the air filter cover off. It's 7 horse, I'm used to saying 10, but usually these generators are 10 horse and they're bigger. I think it's the same thing as that Intech 6 or the Intech 9. I think it's the same kind of deal as that. You'll find these on snow blowers and stuff too. So we got 8mm here and here. We're going to take those two out. Alright, so this will come straight up off. Oh, look, it even came right out of there. And then this has just got a tube. Just pull it right out, no big deal. Get this stuff out of the way. Just put them up here. Alright, then we've got fuel line here with a clamp. I usually put a bucket underneath. Catch the gas that comes out. I don't know how much gas is in this. Let me turn this flashlight off. Empty. So we don't have to worry about the gas so much on this one. We're going to squeeze this clamp, slide it up. Use this a good couple of turns, make sure it's free, and then pull it up off. You have to use both hands. And you're going to use 10mm on these two nuts. It does have a torque inside of it, but on these motors, these are Loctited down. I don't know why. So you want to use a ratchet to get them off. Those two out. See, this stall's just hooked on. So just wiggle your way off, and then you got to get that spring off of there. I'll need both hands to do that. Remove the spring. Now the gasket's still on this carburetor. I'm going to leave that on there. You see how this insulator block goes on? This will be towards the carburetor. There's another gasket behind it. Just going to leave that in place right there and leave it alone. And we're going to work on this carburetor over here. Alright, so this is going to be 13, I believe. Yeah, 13mm. We're going to take that bowl bolt off. Bowl bolt is also the jet, so we'll be cleaning that out. Sometimes you have to tap the bowl to get it to break free. Be careful to seal. I usually, this looks like it's going to come right off of the bowl. There it goes. So it stayed there. You know, I'll put the whole carburetor in the description. The carburetor kit, which is K11 LMR. That'll have the bowl gasket, needle gasket, this bowl bolt gasket will be in there as well, and the new needle valve will be in there. So I'll put all that in there, but we're going to try our best not to have to worry about any of that. Alright, so I'm going to grab this pin with a pair of needle nose, and I'm going to pull it out. Before I do that though, if you look, you see how this isn't like that, should be down like that. And it's up a little bit. We're going to try to rinse it out and make it work. We're going to try to clean it out and see if that's level. If that's not level, then you're going to need to hold on. So you just pull the pin out and pull the float out, and then we're going to try to clean all this out. See the seals in the bottom of that? Just going to see if we can clean it out, but I think that one will be fine. Usually if they're more of an angle, then it won't work. We'll see what happens. We'll try it and See what happens. All right, so here's the trick. Acid. This is 14 karat testing solution. It is an acid. It'll burn your hands. It'll burn your eyes. If you get any in your eyes or any hands, rinse it with water immediately and you'll be fine. Don't panic. So, all right, so just be very careful with this. Wear safety goggles, everything like that. It doesn't take a lot of it. 1 or 2 drops, maybe even 3. That bugger will start boiling. Look at that, it turns clean right in front of your eyes. And then same within here, right in the center, we're going to put a little bit of acid, a couple drops, get it up to where it gets into that. And it boils out the orifice tube. And then also inside of here is the idle circuit right there. Put a little bit of acid in that. And then we're going to rinse everything out very slowly, so that with carb cleaner or brake cleaner, so you don't get splashes in your face. Rinse it out very slowly. Alright, so once you get it all rinsed out, then you're going to actually put pressure with the straw in your carb cleaner and really spray it. You know, see it comes out the 2 holes. Really make sure it's spraying through there, 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 and then rinse out all the rest of the carb. Rinse out through here real well. Rinse out all the rest of the carb really well, and clean out your float and your bowl. Clean your bowl and float out as well. I'm going to go ahead and reassemble the float and get the needle valve in and get the pin in, and we're going to see if this float and this needle valve are sealing properly, if I gotta replace that. I need to push that in. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to blow through this fuel inlet. With this down, it shouldn't let any air through. With this up, it should let air through. And that's about close enough to level right there, so it's good. And it's fine. So just so you guys know, underneath this is that rubber seal. In the kit comes a new one. You have to use a pick, pop it out, and then like a 4mm Allen wrench, or they actually, Tecumseh makes a special tool for putting the seal back in. You want the flat surface facing up towards you. I'll put you put the seal right on the end of this and shove it in. It also has the pick end. I'll put this in the description below. I'll put this in the description below as well, so you've got this special tool. But ours is fine. We're not going to mess with it. We're going to go ahead and clean this bowl out real good. With carb cleaner, I use my finger, or you use a rag or whatever. Clean it out real good, and we're going to put it back on, put the bolt back on. Alright, we got this guy all back together. We're going to hook this back in, and we're going to get that spring back into place. It's going to take 2 hands for me to do this because it moves around too much. Just hook it back in, slide it up like that, and then hook your spring back in place. Then your 10mm bolts, I'm going to go right back in, hold the carburetor in place. And we're going to go ahead and put the fuel line back on, get the clamp in place. The thing we're going to do next before we put the air filter on is we're going to go ahead and put gas in it, and we're going to make sure that this thing doesn't leak. See, it's leaking. It's a trick. Boom. Stop leaking. It's just because it's so dry in there that needle valve sticks. But you hit it a few times and it just stops leaking and you're fine to go. If you watch until this point of the video, you're going to be happy because it always sticks. It happens all the time. So there's a little bonus for you. Alright. Once we fire it up, it'll be good to go. Once all this dries too, it'll stop dripping. Alright, so now we've gotten that freaking to stop leaking. We're going to go ahead and put our choke plate on, or our choke plate, our air filter cover on. We're gonna 8mm to hold it in place. So we're gonna go ahead and put this in. You'll see there's a slot on it. If you look down in there, that choke arm's got a slot too. So before I tighten this down, get this lined up with this. Make sure it pushes right down on it, and then it'll open and close the choke arm butterfly like it's supposed to. Now we're gonna go ahead and tighten these down. We're going to go ahead and shove this tube in back into that hole right there. Like so. Like that. Then it's air filter and air filter cover. Alright, before I put the air filter on, I like to just test fire it, make sure it's working. Then you want to make sure the air filter is good and clean. This one's good in there. No big deal. Air filter cover on, 8mm, tighten it down. And that's it, guys. Again, all the parts will be in the description below. The specialty tool that I use for doing the seal. I'll put the carburetor, air filter, and the K11 LMR carburetor kit. I'll put that in the description below. Give me a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button. Every little bit helps. I'm very grateful for the amount of subscribers and the views that I get so far. If you want to, today's t-shirt will be in the description below. If you want me to wear your company logo, you want to sponsor me, message me. Be more than happy to. Peace.